Hello everyone. أهلا بيكم في تعلم الإنجليزية. Learn English. A new day, a new topic. And today's topic is basically about communication. So today we're going to see how we can communicate with other people and basically how communication can happen over the phone. So let's together take a look what exactly we're going to learn in detail. So the first thing that we're going to learn about today is vocabulary. And for our vocabulary today, we're going to look at phrasal verbs that will help us when we speak on the phone. So we're going to look at phone phrasal verb or telephone phrasal verbs. And we're going to explain in detail the meaning of a phrasal verb and how we can use it. And we're going to also have functions. And the function is the language that we use as a chunk for communication. So we're going to look at being polite. And we're going to look at clarifying information, how we can sound polite on the phone, and how we can clarify the information or ask for clarification if something is not clear enough. And we're also going to look at skills. And for our skills today, we're going to have listening and we're going to have reading as well. So let's start. And as usual, we're going to start with idioms of the day. For those who are new or who don't remember, an idiom is an expression that is not literally connected to its meaning. So the words of the expression are not literally translated to the meaning. So it's an expression that has a different meaning from the words. So today we're going to look at expressions or idioms that are connected to communication and telephone expressions. So let's look at the first idiom that we have. So the first idiom that we have today is called play telephone tag. Play telephone tag is an idiom that means a series of telephone calls with another person in which each time one calls the other, we can't get in touch. Which means I call you, you're not available. So you call me back and I am not available. So I go back and call you again. So this is called we're playing telephone tag. So I can tell my friend, I've been trying to reach you for the past 3 days and we've been playing telephone tag, which means when I call you, you're not available, and when you call me, you can't find me. So this is called playing telephone tag. Or I am busy when you're free and you're free when I am busy. This is called play telephone tag. So I can tell my mother, oh mom, I've been trying to reach you for the past couple of hours and we've been playing telephone tag, which means you were busy and then you tried to call me back and I was busy. So this is the first idiom that we have and it's called play telephone tag. Think, did it ever happen to you? Did you ever play telephone tag with some of your friends or with your parents, for example? So think about it and let's move to the next expression. The next idiom that we have is called get hold or get a hold of someone. This means communicate or reach someone. I can tell my friend, I couldn't get hold of you for the past 3 days or for the past week or for the past month. This means I couldn't reach you. Or you can call me on my phone. You can get hold of me when you call me on my mobile phone, which means you can reach me when you call me on my mobile phone. So get hold of someone means reach him or communicate with him. I can say I get hold of my teachers when I message them on WhatsApp, for example, which means I communicate with my teachers when I message them on WhatsApp. Or I can't get hold of you. Please call me back, which means I can't reach you. Please call me back. So instead of saying reach, you can say get hold of. And then you put the name of the person. You can say Ahmed, Muhammad, or you. So get hold of and you put the name of the person. This is the second idiom that we have. The next idiom is called get wires crossed. Get wires crossed means mistaking communication that leads to misunderstanding. So I can tell you we're going to meet at 12. So I come to your office at 12 noon and you're waiting for me at 12 a.m., for example. So I say, oh, sorry, we got wires crossed, which means we got some sort of misunderstanding. Or you can tell me, I'll meet you tomorrow, and I suppose automatically that you will meet me at your home. And what I meant, or what you meant, is basically meeting me in my office. So you can say, I am waiting for you in the office, where are you? I say, I'm at your home, or I'm your home. So in this case, you can say, oh, sorry, we got wires crossed, which means we got some sort of misunderstanding. So in this case, the wires are crossed. We didn't understand each other well. So this is the third idiom, or the third expression that we have for the day. So the first one is play telephone tag, which means we can't reach each other. If you call me, I am busy, and if I call you back, you're busy. And the second one is get hold of someone, which means reach someone. And the third one is get wires crossed, which means we misunderstood each other, or there is some sort of problem in communication. These are the three idioms, or the three expressions that we had today that are connected to communication and telephone expressions. Let's now start, and let's look at talking on the phone, and let's look at phrasal verbs that we usually use when we talk on the phone. Before we say anything, let's look at the idea of phrasal verb. What do we mean by phrasal verb? So, phrasal verb, we're talking about a verb, but here we have the idea of phrase. So it's not a verb that consists of one word. Here, if we're talking about a phrasal verb, it's a verb that has more than one word. So maybe a verb and a preposition, or a verb and something that comes after it. And it's usually, as we said, a preposition. So it consists of two parts, so it's something like a phrase. Maybe two parts, maybe three parts sometimes. So it's a small phrase, but the main thing, it gives the meaning of the verb. So let's look at the phrasal verbs that we have here. We have get cut off. So get cut off. So here we have this verb, a three-part verb. So this verb consists of get and cut and of. So here, your phrasal verb is basically cut off, and it means that you are talking to someone and then you get disconnected. The example here, Sue was about to tell her friend what had happened at school the night before when she got cut off, which means when the line got disconnected or when the call stopped. So when someone gets cut off means the call stops in the middle or the line disconnects. So this is called get cut off. You can tell your friend, I got cut off. I'm sorry, I got cut off. Let's complete our call. This means that our call got disconnected. And we also have another phrasal verb which called hang up. Hang up. So hang up, which means end a phone call. So you can end the phone call, which you say hang up. So you can tell somebody, okay, this is the end of this phone call, I'm going to hang up, which means I will end the call. So hang up, end the call. Let's look at the example. I lost my temper and hung up on my boss, which means I got very angry and ended the phone or ended the phone call with my boss. So it's called hang up. You can tell your friend, hang up now, I need to do something, which means end the call now, I have to do something. We have another phrasal verb here, which is hand someone over to another person. So for example, you call me at home and my sister answers the phone. So in this case, she will hand you over to me. She can tell you, okay, I will hand you over to Sally now. So this means I will give the line to somebody else. So hand you over to someone or hand someone over to another person means I will put you through to him, or I will communicate you with him. So hand someone over. So instead of this someone, we can put you, him, her, or we can put the name. I will hand my sister, I will hand Hiba, I will hand Ahmed over to you, my mother. So this someone, you can replace it with any name, and this another, you can replace it with any name. Let's look at the example. I need to talk to Mary. Can you hand me over to her? Which means, can you give her the phone? And we also have put someone through. Put someone through, which means transfer the call to someone. So I can say, I will transfer your call to my boss, or I will put you through to my boss. So put someone through to another, which means transfer the call. So let's look at the example. Mr. Johnson, could you please hold? I will put you through to Mr. Miller, who's dealing with your account. So I will put you through to Mr. Miller, which means I will transfer your call to Mr. Miller. So put someone through to someone, it means transfer a name to another. Instead of someone, we put the name of the person, or we put any pronoun like you, he, she, whatever. We also have get through to someone. Get through to someone means communicate or reach a person. I can say, I can't get through to my manager, which means I can't communicate or I can't reach my manager. And get through, it's usually over the phone. So this kind of communication, it's a telephone communication. So I can't get through to my manager, which means I can't communicate with my manager over the phone. Or I can't get through to my teacher. I can't communicate with her over the phone as well. So let's look at the example. I called Jane, but couldn't get through to her, which means I couldn't reach her. The number was busy, or somebody else answered the phone, she wasn't there. So in all cases, I couldn't reach her. And the other phrasal verb that we have here, it's call back. Call back or ring back. Call back or ring back, which means return the phone call or call again. So I can say, I will ring you back in 10 minutes because I'm busy now, which means I will call you back again in 10 minutes. I will return the call, or I will call again after 10 minutes. So call me back in a minute. Call me back after 1 hour. I will call you back, or I will ring you back, which means I will call again. Let's look at the example. I don't want to leave a message. I'd better call back later. So I will call again in another time. And here we have hang on. Hang on means wait. So this is the second phrasal verb that we use the verb hang. So we had hang up, and now we have hang on. Hang up, end the phone call. Hang on means wait. So I can tell somebody, hang on, I'm going to put you through to somebody, or I'm going to put you through to my manager. So hang on, which means keep the line, don't end the phone call or wait. So let's look at the example. Could you hang on for a moment until Sam is free? So it means, could you wait for a moment until Sam is free? So hang on means wait, don't end the call. So hang, and after hang we put on wait. Hang, after hang we put up, end the call. So that's why we call them phrasal verb. When we change the preposition after the verb changes its meaning. The meaning changes completely. When I say hang up, from hang on. Hang up, end it. Hang on, don't end it, wait. And we also have get through, or we usually use it in the negative format, I can't get through or I am not getting through. The example here, I keep getting engaged signal, the line is always busy, so I can't get through. So get through, which means I can't reach you. Okay, by this we have looked at the most important phrasal verbs that we can have and that we can use when we speak about telephone communications. We have some other expressions that we can use. Let's now look at the expressions and let's try to match the expression to its meaning. So let's look at the expressions that we have here. The first expression is called available, call back, which we already talked about. I am calling about, leave a message, hold the line, put me through to, which we already talked about, and suit. So these are here some expressions. Let's now look at some meanings for them so we can match the expression to its meaning. I want to speak about, don't hang up, phone again, reachable or ready, connect me with, leave a note, and be convenient for. So if we're talking about available, which one from these expressions has the same meaning as available? So available, let's take a look here. Want to speak about? This is not available. Don't hang up. No, still, this is not available. Phone again. Available, which means I can speak. So we have reachable or ready. So do you think when I am reachable or when I am ready, this is available? Yes. So reachable or ready means available. Okay, call back. Which one do you think has the same meaning as call back? So I want to speak about, don't hang up, phone again, call back, phone again, it's the same. So call back or phone again. I am calling about, what other expression have the same meaning as I am calling about? It's the same like I want to speak about. And here when we say I want to, we don't say I want to, it's I want to. I want to speak about. I want to speak about. Okay, and then we have number 4, leave a message. So which one here has the same meaning as leave a message? Don't hang up, connect me with, leave a note, leave, message, note, it's the same. So leave a message or leave a note. Here we have please hold the line. Hold the line, so it's same like don't hang up. And we have put me through to, which is connect me with someone. And the last one, suit, which is be convenient for. So suit is from the word suitable. I can tell you, when does it suit you to come and meet? So suit you means when is it convenient for you? Does it suit you to call you after 10? Is it suitable for you to call you after 10? So suit is the verb and suitable is the noun. Okay, so now let's look at a phone conversation. So normally when we have a phone conversation, what happens? So first of all, in a phone conversation, you start the phone conversation by introducing yourself. In a phone conversation, we have a caller and a receiver. So the person who calls should start by introducing himself. As telephone etiquette, you don't call and say hello without saying who you are. It's not normal. The normal thing, you start, hello, this is Sally speaking. So normally, once you answer the phone or once you call someone, you usually introduce yourself. So introducing yourself can go like, hello, this is Tim, or hello, Tim speaking. Or if someone started and said, hi, can I speak to Sally? I can say speaking, which means I am introducing myself, I am Sally. So these are different ways to introduce yourself or to tell the person who's calling or to tell who you are calling your name. So we have 3 different ways. This is, or you say your name and you say speaking. So you can say Ahmed speaking, Tim speaking, Marwa speaking. So, or if someone is asking you, if this is you, like, hi, is that Ahmed? You can say yes, or you can say speaking. Okay, here we have asking who is on the phone. Let's suppose that the person who calls me didn't say his name. And I answered my phone, so it's like, hi, this is Sally speaking. Hello. Okay, so who's that hello? I want to know who is talking to me. So in this case, I can ask who is the person on the phone. I can say, excuse me, who's this? Or can I ask who is calling, please? Or I can say, who is that? So we have 3 different phrases to ask the speaker about his name. So maybe I am answering a phone call at my work and I can say, hello, ABC Limited, or hello, ABC Company. Is that Sally? Yeah, speaking. So can I tell you, okay, before you tell me anything, I just need to know who you are. So I can tell me, excuse me, who is that? Or who is this? Can I ask who is talking, please? Who's calling, please? So these are different ways to ask the caller about his name. Okay, so now I am calling my friend at home, or I'm calling my friend at work, I'm calling my friend someplace, and I want to speak to him. So I can say, can I have extension 123 if there is extension inside? The extension is a direct number when we speak about companies. So maybe you call a school, and inside the school we have many different offices, and you want to reach the manager, for example. So you can just call the school number, and then inside the number they transfer you to the office. So each office has a small number to direct you to. So this is called extension. So can I have extension 21? Or can, could, may I speak to Ahmed? And here we have different levels of formality. Could, may, can. Could is more formal than may, and may is more formal than can. So could I speak to Ahmed? Can I speak to Ahmed? May I speak to Ahmed, please? So all these are different ways to ask to speak to a person. Or I can say, is Sandra in? I can say, is the name of the person in? Is Ahmed in? Is Hani in? Is Salma in? So you can put the name of the person in, which means in the place. And we have replying when someone is not available. So maybe you're calling your friend or you're calling someone and this person is not there at the moment. So what can you say if someone is calling your brother and your brother is not at home? Your father is not at home. What can you say? Here we have, I'm afraid the person is not available at the moment. Or, I am afraid that the line is busy, for example, if we have more than one line at the company. So I can say, I'm afraid my father is not available at the moment. Or, I'm afraid that Ahmed is not here at the moment. We also have, he isn't in. A person isn't in. Hi, can I speak to Marwa? I'm sorry, she isn't in, which means she's not available. She's not in the place. Or we can say isn't in or is out, which is the opposite. So, can I speak to Ahmed? He isn't in, or I'm sorry, he is out at the moment. So, this or that, they all have the same meaning. So, I can say he isn't available at the moment, he isn't in, or he is out. Can I talk to your mother? Oh, I'm sorry, she's out. Or, can I talk to your sister? She isn't in. Is your father in? Oh, I'm sorry, he's not available. So we can use more than one thing to say that the person isn't available. If the person isn't available, we usually offer to take a message, which means, why do you want him? Is there something that I can tell him? So in this case, we can say, could I, can I, may I take a message? So can I speak to Ahmed? I'm sorry, he isn't in. Can I take a message? Which means, is there something that you want to tell him? Or, can I tell him who's calling? Like, is Ahmed in? I'm sorry, he isn't available. Can I tell him who's calling? Like, when he comes back, can I know who you are? Or, I can say, would you like to leave a message? Ahmed isn't in. Would you like to leave a message? So, these are all ways to ask the person to leave a message if they want. And the last one is telling a person that you are busy at the moment. So your friend is calling you and you're busy, you can't speak now. So how can you tell him that you can't speak now? I can say, I have another call coming through, can I call you back? For example, if you have waiting, so somebody is waiting on the other line, you can say, I have another call coming through, can you call me back, or can I call you back? Or, I am sorry, I can't talk right now. Can I call you back? This is not having another call, but maybe your mom wants you, maybe you have something important that you want to do. So in this case, I am sorry, I can't talk right now. Can I call you back? Or, I am busy right now. Can I call you back? Or, I will call you back shortly. These are all different ways to say that you're busy. And ending the phone conversation after that would go like, well, I guess I'd better get going. Talk to you again soon. All these are informal ways of saying it. Or we can say, thanks for calling. Bye for now. This is ending the phone call as well. Or I have to let you go now. Bye. So this means that we have to end the call now. Bye. I have another call coming through. I'd better run, which means I have to hang up. And I'm afraid that's my other line. I'll talk to you again soon. I'll talk to you again. Bye. So these are different ways to say that I will end the phone call. Now, let's see how we can sound polite over the phone. Let's look at some telephone conversations and let's think together which one sounds polite and which one sounds impolite. Let's start. Let's take a look. One of the most important things that we always need to think of when we have telephone communications or when we speak over the phone is being polite. So, being polite over the phone is something that is called phone etiquette. There are some things that we can't say, or it's not that we can't say, it's basically, it's not nice to say it like this. So now we're going to look at conversation between a person and a secretary. He's calling a company, and we're going to see two versions of the conversation. So together we will think which one sounds polite and which one doesn't sound very polite, or this is not the best way to say it. So the conversation here is between this gentleman and this office manager or secretary. So she is working for a company, and this company is called Smart Communications Limited. So this is the name of the company. So here we have the conversation. She answered the phone and she said, hello. And he said, is that Smart Communications Limited? This is the first way. And we have a different way of saying it. She's answering the phone saying, yes. And he said, Smart Communications Limited. Which one do you think is better? Is it better to say hello, or is it better to say yes? Is it better to say, is that Smart Communications Limited or Smart Communication Limited? Which one sounds more polite? Which one sounds more decent over the phone? So it is the first version. So this is the better way to say it. So we don't say yes when we answer the phone. This is not very polite. So instead of saying yes, we say hello. And instead of saying Ahmed, we can say, is that Ahmed? Instead of saying Smart Communications, is that Smart Communications? Okay, here we have, yes it is, how can I help you? Could I speak to William Carter? This is another version of the conversation. Or, yes, what is it? Let me speak to William Carter. Which one is more polite? This one? Yes, it is. How can I help you? And could I speak to William Carter? So this version or the other version. So again, the first version is better. The first way of saying it is better. Yes, it is. How can I help you? Is better than yes, what is it? Or what do you want? So this is not the best way to say it. And let me speak to William Carter is not the best way. Let me speak to Ahmed. Let me speak to Muhammad. This is not very nice. It's better to say, can I speak to Ahmed? Can I speak to Muhammad? Okay, certainly. Just a moment, I'll see if he's available. Okay, thank you. This is one way of saying it. Or, wait, maybe he's here. Okay. So which one is better? Actually, the first one is more formal. So certainly is a lot more formal than wait. So just a moment is a lot more formal. So here, this is nicer. And okay only is not as nice as okay, thank you. So just say thank you to the person you're talking to. So this is how we sound polite. Let's continue the conversation and think. I'm afraid he's out of the office at the moment. I am afraid he's not available at the moment. I am afraid he isn't in. Okay, do you know when he will be back? Or, he's out. When is he back? Is this a nice way? Can I talk to your father? He's out. This is not very polite. So, I am afraid he's not available. I am afraid he's out. I am sorry he's out. So these are different ways to say the thing in a nice way. When is he back? This is not the nicest. Can I ask you when he will be back? Can I know when he'll be back? So this is a nicer way to say it. I'm sorry, I don't. Can you phone back later? I'm afraid not. Could I leave a message? So this is a way of saying the conversation, or this is better. I don't know. Call back later. When is your father coming back? I don't know. Call him back later. Is this a nice, decent way? Or I don't know when he's coming back. Maybe you can call him back another time. So we need to sound decent. No, I want to leave a message. Is this nice? Or I can't call back. Can I leave a message? So we have a nicer way. Of course, what's the message? Could you ask him to phone me, please? So this is the polite way, or this is the polite way. What is it? Tell him to call me back. Or tell him to call me. Which one is nicer? Here we have, of course. So yes, sure, what is the message? This is more polite. Can you ask him to call me back? So not tell him to call me back. So this is not very nice or very polite. Certainly, can I have your name? Elijah Saunders. So look at the other way of saying it. who are you? Elijah Sanders. So, which is better to say, can I have your name, or who are you? So it's not very nice to ask people about their name this way, who are you? I can say, can I ask, who's that? Or, can I ask who this is? Can I have your name, please? These are nice ways of saying, who are you? It's better. Sorry, could you repeat that? Yes, it's Elijah Sanders. So if I didn't hear somebody, we never say, what? This is not a nice way. So if you don't hear somebody, you say, sorry. Can you repeat that? So, is it nice to say what? No, so this is not very polite way to say it. And when you repeat something, you say, it's Ahmed. Sorry, who's that again? Sorry, can you repeat that? It's Ahmed. Don't say Ahmed. Don't say Hiba. So we don't say the name like that. We say it's to sound politer. Can you spell that for me? And here we have the spelling. Or spell your name. So do you think it's nice to say spell your name? It's not very nice. So instead, can you spell that, please? Thanks, and what's your phone number? To ask somebody to leave his phone number. And here he's leaving the phone number. It's, and you give the phone number. Or phone number, and they give you the phone number. So this is not the nicest way. So, can I have your phone number? Can I ask about the phone number? And finally, I'll make sure he gets the message. So, can I talk to your dad? He isn't available. Give him my phone number. I will make sure he gets the message. That's great, or that's very nice, or thanks. All right, I'll tell him. Good. So it's not very nice to say, all right, I'll tell him. It's okay, I will give him the message, or I will tell him the phone number. So, no problem, goodbye, thanks, goodbye, or bye, bye. Which is nicer? So it's nicer to end the phone with thanks and goodbyes. So by this, we have looked at sounding nice and polite over the phone. Let's now get together and let's move back and see some telephone conversations, and let's do our listening. So we have talked about sounding polite over the phone, and we have seen how we can have telephone conversations. So now let's listen to some telephone conversations and let's see if we can identify who is talking. So here we have this picture, and in this picture we have A, we have B, C, D, E, F, G, H. So these are different people in different places. Every two of them are talking together. So maybe B is talking to D, or C is talking to H. What we're going to do right now, we're going to listen and we're going to try to find who is talking with whom. So let's start. Let's listen to the first conversation and see who are talking.
1. Where are you now, sweetie?
I'm in the park playing on the swing. Aunt Tilda is on the phone.
When she gets off the phone, have her call me. I'm directing traffic downtown.
Okay, so here we have two people from these pictures talking together. Could you identify who's talking to whom? Someone who's on the swing and someone who's directing traffic. Can you spot the picture? So, who's directing traffic here? It's
1. Where are you now, sweetie?
Yeah?
I'm in the park playing on the swing. Aunt Tilda is on the phone.
When she gets off the phone, have her call me. I'm directing traffic downtown.
So the lady is here directing traffic downtown, talking to her girl who's on the swing. So this is the first conversation. Let's listen to the second conversation.
2.
I'm still stuck in traffic. The traffic cop is yakking on the phone, and we're just sitting here waiting for her to get off.
Well, I've almost finished my grocery shopping. I'll be home before you.
I'll never get home if she doesn't get off the phone.
Okay, so in here we have someone who is alone, stuck in traffic, talking to his woman or talking to his wife who's doing the grocery shopping. So which one do you think it is? Who's alone in the traffic? Yes, exactly. So this one here, it's A. And who's grocery shopping? Which one is shopping for groceries? Yes, exactly. It's B. Okay, and let's listen to the next one.
3. I'm watching your cousin play in the playground. What are you doing, honey?
Nothing. Just riding around with the other kids.
I'll be here in the park another hour. Then I'll be home. Don't be late for dinner.
So we're talking about someone who's in the park and someone who's in the car with the kids. Can you spot the pictures? So this one here, she's in the park, and who's in the car with the kids? Exactly. Well done. Okay. So by this, we have looked at identifying or spotting speakers. Let's now go to our final part, which is looking at a telephone conversation between two friends. Here we have two friends who are talking together. So let's start and let's see how the conversation, the full conversation goes. And let's see how polite they are. So we have the girl here. She's saying, hello, is this 27506? So she's asking and checking if she got the right number or not. And we have somebody else who's answering the phone. So, hello, this is Anne. Can I speak to John, please? So she called, she checked that the phone number is correct, and then she said, can I speak to John, please? Do you see how polite she is? Can I speak to? So it's not, I want to speak to John, it's can I speak to John because I don't know the people. And then he said, hi Anne, this is John, how are you? So this is her friend, so he introduced himself. Hi, this is John, how are you? Very well, thank you. And you, John? Fine, thank you. So we just check on each other. Fine, thank you, but my mother is ill. She must stay in bed for 2 or 3 days. She has the flu. Oh, I am sorry. What does the doctor say? The doctor say that there is nothing to worry about. So if somebody says that my mom is sick or my dad is sick, my brother is sick, I just need to check on them. I just need to sound supportive. And how's your father? So she's just checking on his family to sound polite. He's very well, thank you. Okay, good night, John. Good night, Anne. So, do you think that this telephone conversation is polite or impolite? So this telephone conversation sounded very polite because they were nice. They said, please, can you, could you? So they used formal expressions that made them sound very polite. And that's how we need to sound over the phone. By this, we have reached the final part of our episode. So today, we have talked about phrasal verbs that we can use over the phone. We have looked at being polite and being impolite, and we have looked at how a telephone conversation can go. We have done some listening, and we have tried to identify who's talking to whom in a telephone conversation. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time. Bye-bye.